Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Today, children, we're going to talk about the zodiac, astrology, and other nonsense. I hope you're ready. I tried to read as much as I could into it without my head just exploding from all the. I'm going to try to be tame. It's a Sunday. I'm trying, I'm trying to be civil and be serious. Let me do some ads before we go into it. Subscribe to Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube.com. If you like neo soul, jazz, R&B, he's got playlists, that set you in the groove, set you in the mood. If you're with your special somebody, it's a nice song selection to have. So definitely subscribe to Spirit Smooth Tunes. That's SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES on YouTube.com. All right, and I also have another ad. Make sure you check out Baja Jackson's channel. It's at his channel is BEEJACKOSON 5478 on YouTube.com. Make sure you check these men out on their channels and support them. They supported me a tremendous deal, so I'm definitely proud and overjoyed to return the favor. They've sponsored me monetarily, so the least I can do is direct you into their space, into their channel, and to promote them. Okay, all right. I mean, Mr. Troy Star Terrain talks about from time to time, talks about, how he, subscribed to it, said it was a Taurus, said, wow, okay, Rick James just, stepped into the room. I'll get to it. He says, salute to Mr. Ruler of the Kingdom himself. Give a warm welcome to Sky R with an A, Saunders with an extra S at the end, seeing what's current. Okay. I salute to you. That's all I can say. I'm not even going to correct you. Rick James, you already know what it is. Salute. That's all I can do. So, the zodiac. This is the interesting thing about most of the things that have come into fruition or have been achieved, but it's still we're at a point where it's not yet dropped. Like some things aren't dropped. Like Jesus hasn't been dropped. Muhammad hasn't been dropped. Moses hasn't been dropped. Those are the three main messengers of the Abrahamic faith. And billions of people follow them. Okay? So they have not been dropped. But at the same time, of those billions of people, there are still billions of people that subscribe to the zodiac, subscribe to astrology, and all these different things that are complete nonsense. But at one time, they weren't nonsense. They were actually things to be considered. It was just like, there wasn't really chemistry. There was alchemy. They had, different, ways of melting down gold and different ways of extracting it and seeing what, the parts were and different potions and different things like that. They had, that's pre-scientific, pre, Newtonian science, and Galilean even science, I think in some respects, and a whole list of other scientists that I don't even know and probably can't even pronounce their names correctly. But with astrology, it's the same thing. It started out with, the Egyptians, and it started out with the Hebrews. It started out with the Arabs. They had a whole system. One second, this is getting on nerves. Okay, how to fix that? That was bothering me. That was getting on my nerves. Salute to Keith for coming in. It's got to be what 1 in the morning too. I'll check. Let me check. Let me see what time it is. Japan. Yeah, it's 6:05 in the morning. in Japan time. It's already December 4th. Yep, 6 a.m. Salute to you for getting up that early and watching my show. I appreciate that. I always want to say Keith. So salute to you. All right, so we have all these different peoples that had looked up. They looked up. They were they weren't looking at the ground. Some of them were looking at the ground. That's another science. That's a whole another way of looking at it. But I learned something today. I learned what the zodiac means. Zoo or zo or zoin comes from the Greek for animals, and zodiac is just means the circle, the little circle of animals. That's why you have so many different animals. You have the crab, you have the scorpion, you have the fish, you have the Pisces, and the Scorpio, and among humans like the Gemini. But they're animals too, so it all coincides. Keith asked the question I'm going to be answering or try or explore, and I may not have I ain't got the answers. I may not have the answers, but Keith wants to know, what does science have to do with God? I'm just about to answer that. I'm getting onto it. I'm getting onto it. Hold on, give me a second. Great question. Be patient. So, like I said, these things, alchemy, astrology, phrenology, these pseudosciences, these non-sciences actually helped to spur the reality of science and the truth. That's what it actually boils down to. They helped in the formation of these different ideas. And what's really weird is that they continue to this day, especially astrology. You can't miss one, fine black chick that knows, oh, I'm an Aries. We're crazy. We love people. We're good. I can tell when the moon is off and the sun is off, and I read my horoscope every day. Like, or a dude be like, yeah, man, I'm a Taurus. I'm strong. I'm rough with mine. Yeah, I'm rough and tumble. Yeah, that's me. I'm a Taurus. I'm real bullheaded, real strong spirited. That's what a dude will say. But and then they'll say, oh, but I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. Oh, I believe in Allah. I believe in Muhammad. Oh yeah, definitely that. When they're complete opposites, and it's like you have faith and then a pseudoscience, or which are pretty much the same thing, because it's not science. It's not based on the facts of reality. But the zodiac does correspond with reality itself, not the different, feelings and emotions that go along that people, ascribe to the zodiac. You can map out, the solar system with the different, constellations and the different, phases of the moon and the phases of the earth going around the sun, not the sun going around the earth. But that's what it is. That's the basis of what we have today, and which is weird. And I was going to get to that. I was reading a hot new hip hop article, and that's part of this video. 2023's biggest pop culture moments have astrological influence written all over them. So they're really doubling down on Chrisean Rock, Iman Shumpert, Zion Williamson, Diddy and Cassie, and a host of others. They're trying to ascribe the ideas of the astrology to all these events, saying like, oh, it was their sign because of the placement of the stars, placement of the moon, placement of the sun. Its phases during its cycles. That's the reason why Iman Shumpert got in trouble. That's the reason why Diddy is in hot water. That's the reason why Chrisean Rock got her feelings hurt. It's all bullshit. Let's just say that. I know it's Sunday. I'm gonna try not to use too much language, but it's complete nonsense, completely. But people go along with it. But they'll believe in Jesus at the same time. That's what's so goofy. Then they'll say like, "Oh, I don't really believe in it. I don't take it that seriously." But they still say, "Oh, I'm a Pisces. Oh, I'm a Sagittarius. No, no, oh, no, I'm a Cancer. I'm a Virgo." All this goofiness, and stuff that doesn't amount to anything, and like the stars can control your thoughts and habits, and in the way you move. And that was debunked with the moon. They call where the term luna it means the moon, but people thought that because of full moons, people will go crazy. That's why they call them what? Lunatics. That's where you get the term lunatics. It's in the word luna, meaning moon. So that's been debunked. We all know now that it's chemistry in the brain. It's an imbalance. It's a chemical imbalance which occurs inside the skull, and that's another issue that I brought up earlier. Phrenology, complete nonsense. It tried to map out, okay, this part of the brain means happiness, this part of the brain means despair, this part of the brain means ability, this part of the, and so on and so forth. And that was complete nonsense, of course. It was a pseudoscience, but it had the makings of science. And that's what it had implications for today. How different regions of the brain actually produce chemicals and different synapses that fire. They create a whole state of mind. That's powerful. But this zodiac thing is scary because people still believe it, and they take it seriously sometimes. They don't take it seriously all the time, but sometimes they do. I'm a Cancer, and I believe in the stars and aligning, and me finding a mate, and we're gonna be together forever because she's gonna be an Aries or an Aquarius. And I mean, I go into my my social media profiles and my Instagram. Beautiful girl, great girl, another Hispanic queen. She's all inked up and everything. Hopefully she's listening to me right now. I don't know if she is though. I doubt it, or listen to my rebroadcast. But she's always talking about I'm Aquarius. This is how Aquarius do, and because I'm an Aquarius, this is how I feel. This is what I want to do. This is what I like. And there's all these memes about what Aquariuses like to do for fun and who they are and what kind of person they are. It just gets to a point where it's just like, come on. I know you don't take it that seriously. I know you don't, but you're still purporting that you are. You're still showing a side of you that you think it is serious. You think it's more than what it is. And it's just not the truth. It's not real. And the sad thing is people try to mix oil with water with the zodiac, a pseudoscience, or I might be saying it wrong. Let me make sure it was astrology. Okay, so this is the definition of astrology according to Wikipedia. Astrology is a range of divinatory practices recognized as pseudoscientific since the 18th century that claim to discern information about human affairs and terrestrial events by studying the apparent positions of celestial bodies. So, like I was just saying, astrology is pseudoscience, but it helped. All the things that this is what we should do with faith. This is my outlook on what faith should be like. We should be looking at the prism of getting rid of faith the way we get rid of the zodiac. We get rid of astrology. It'll be, just be in newspaper columns. You're gonna click on and see, oh, my horoscope today, I'm gonna die. Oh, that's a joke from Chris Rock. He said, Here are your horoscopes on his favorite song, not his favorite song, but what his classic song, "No Sex in the Champagne Room." He said, Leo, you're gonna die. Cancer, you're gonna die. Gemini, you're gonna die twice because it's the twins. But that's the sad part. I'm gonna read some comments. All right. Rick James says, very interesting. And he goes on saying, I wear my sunglasses at night. Sorry, I meant to text my friend that, not on the live chat. Okay, great. Every day is like Sunday. Okay. Rick James says, I'm a Libra. Lunatics. I never knew that one. See, Rick James, that's why you owe me money. Because I keep telling you these truths, these realities. You owe me. I'm saying it half jokingly, because I know you brought people to this platform, and I appreciate that. You said, and Keith, he goes on to say, Hispanic queens are great lovers. I wouldn't know about the sexual side, but they're, great people, great women, great women. They know how to get down. Okay. He says, some people base their whole personality on their astrology sign. Yes. Some people have their whole lives mapped out because they're, a Leo, because, they're an Aries. All these different things because they're Sagittarius, but it's pseudoscience, and it's like, and I remember at a party this past summer, she was one of the daughters of the birthday boy. She was like, about her parents, she was like, Aries and I don't remember. It was something like Aries and a Cancer. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Like, she she couldn't make it understand herself. She couldn't keep it, rational. She had to laugh a little bit. She laughed at the end because she knew it's complete nonsense. But people do it anyway. And you should have the freedom to do it anyway. But I think it should be like religion. This is the same thing that should happen with faith. People who believe in this, like believed in astrology, believed in alchemy, believed in it, and it was real to them. But Jesus, Muhammad, and Moses, the big three, could all come crashing down if we just realize that they're not real. It's not true. It's not a part of reality. Keith says Newton's law, what goes up must come down. Exactly. It's just that simple. Gravity and the other forces, including the nuclear forces, those are science. That's reality. That's truth. That's observational. You can observe that. You can't observe Jesus ascending from the cross or ascending from the grave. You can't observe that. That can't be observed. You can't observe angels. You can't observe demons or devils or anything like that. And these are fun facts. Demons just mean spirits. There's a term, I'm going to mangle it, but it's called eudaimonia, which is you or good, daemon, demon, spirit, ea, state. So it's a good spirit state or happiness. That's what eudaimonia essentially means. And I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, but goddamn it all. Yeah, so people, like Rick said, people base their whole lives around this. They're going. Hot New Hip Hop had a whole article that I had to cut it off. I just gave an excerpt of it because it was just running so long, and it's like it's complete nonsense. I was in awe. I was in awe of the fact that so many people. Yeah, I see it. It's 2 watching now, maybe 3 right now because you chimed in. Old damn. I'm gonna just say oldie. Your name is oldie. I think it's OLD or oldie. Your new name is oldie. Old whatever. Can't pronounce that. Salute to you. But so oldie's in the house. Einstein equals MC squared. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm talking about. Science, truth, reality. And it's like so many others, everything else. Like I've written this in an essay. I haven't published it yet, but I might, publish it soon. But I've written an essay, saying how we had so many different things, that were like the Greek gods and the Roman gods and the Norse gods. They've been all changed. Nobody follows them like that anymore. Nobody. I mean, there's a few people that pray to Norse gods and the like, whatever, Greek, Romans. But we've named the days, months, space programs, and a famous athletic shoe company and apparel company. Who's that? What company is named after a Greek goddess of victory? I'm giving you a whole lot. I'll give you 4 or 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody came in. Nike. Nike is the Greek version of the Roman feminine word Victoria. The feminine name Victoria. Yes. Okay, you got it. Oldies right on it. Good job. But yeah, so Nike is in that part. So same thing with Gemini, Apollo, Thursday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday. Where do you think Saturday comes from? That's pretty much easy. What planet corresponds to Saturday? Any guesses? Any guesses at all? Anybody have a guess? Anybody have any clue where Saturday might come from? Just a clue. Just what does it sound like? I'm gonna give you the rings. It has rings. Who can come up with the right answer? I'm waiting for my chat. I know this is gonna be weird on the rebroadcast, but I'm waiting for my live chat room, to say it. Saturday. What planet does that correspond? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Saturday is Saturn. Saturn. So that's just like, and those are the Roman gods. The Romans came over, took over Greece, took over everything. They said, you know what, we're gonna get rid of your gods. It's all Roman now. Forget you. I don't care. So, and we still go by it. We go by Greek names. We go by Norse names. What do you think Thursday came from? Thursday, Thursday. The Norse god Thor. Keith says, God, how can you believe in something that you can't see? It's not about seeing. It's not walk by faith, not by sight. It's walk by sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch, everything that your 5 senses can do. All of that. Everything that is. They say, that's a famous quote from the Bible. I don't know what. I can look it up. I'll look it up. Walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7 in the New King James Version. Walk by faith, not by sight. But that excludes hearing, taste, smell, touch as well. That's okay. Keith, you can believe in God. I know most of the people that are on my channel and have subscribed to me believe in God. I'm not going to deny you. I will deny your God. There is no God. You can't, there's no way of, saying there is one, because there's no way of doing that in the first place. You're never called upon to prove a negative. Faith is the absence of evidence. Faith is acceptance of ideas in the absence of evidence. That's all faith is. Faith is the acceptance of ideas in the absence of evidence. You don't have evidence. Okay, Keith, you say you know that God exists? Live your life as if God exists. I'm not going to try to, dissuade you. Like I said, you're never called upon to prove a negative. God is a negative. It's, one way you can do, you can say it, and this isn't like Genesis 1:1. That was cute. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and in the beginning, I understand that. I got that. But that's not reality. That's not facts. That's not true. You can't make that into evidence. You can't make that into proof. The proof you speak of is not true. It's not part of the true reality. So I would say go to your calculator. I mean, this is what's messed up about this whole thing, because I don't want to make philosophy into a parlor game, or just like a bull session in a college room dorm or something like that. I don't want to make it into that. But it helped me. It really did help me. When I say, what letter comes before A? What letter comes after Z? You can't answer that. There's no answer to the letter before A or after Z. Or in any, if you say, oh, I'm Alpha and Omega, well, what became before Alpha? What comes after Omega? There is none. There's nothing. I mean, in that context, in the Greek context of Omega, Omega was the last letter and is the last letter in the Greek alphabet. But of course, it's not in the standard alphabet of today, in the English world, especially A through Z. So saying that there's a God is like saying there's a letter before A. Saying there's a God is like saying 1 divided by 0 exists instead of being undefined. Like there's an answer to 1 divided by 0. It's undefined in all scientific cases. In all mathematical cases, it's always going to be undefined. Just like God is undefined. There's no way you can say that there is a God. So people with the zodiac, people with with the idea behind astrology, it's the same thing. I look forward to a day where the faiths are shown to be all complete. It's not even science. It's like just like how we turned all the things into other things. We turned the planets from gods into planets, gods into the days of the year. I mean, not days of the year. Weeks of the month, months, and so many other. Like Nike. Like nobody thinks, oh my God, I have to pray to Nike so I can win this game today. Who does that? I don't know anybody. There might be one person at least on this planet somewhere, some nook and cranny, who prays to the goddess Victory, the victory at Samothrace, the famous sculpture, Nike. I don't know if somebody does pray to her, or it, or whatever the case may be. But that's what it could be for us. We can take all the faith in the names, and we can start off with numero uno, Mr. Christos himself, or Christy himself, or Mr. the Nazarene, Jesus. Why don't we name him as I'm not even gonna get into it. Just think of him as a name for something else in the future, where there'll be a day where men and women will greet each other rationally. Okay, Keith has something to say. He has, Scholar, are you somewhat knowledgeable of the Latin and Hebrew language? Very little. I have a very limited knowledge of both Latin and Hebrew. Very limited. Very limited. I have to look up everything. I have to see, like I just looked up for the Greek language. The Greek ideas. I know that when you have Greek, you end with like alumnus is, and the plural is alumni. In the Greek, the word octopus is it's just octopuses. It's not octopi, because it's Greek. It's different when it's Greek and in Latin. But I just wanted to point that out. I wanted to say, how that's always been bothering me. I mean, I used to do it too. To be honest, I used to be like, oh, I'm on the cusp. I'm at the Cancer and the Gemini. I'm on June 21st. Yay, 1988. Boo, boo, boo. And that was cool. That was I thought that was, cool. And I was in the know. I was like, oh, I read my astrology, my horoscope. Yeah. I know what's going to happen to me today. but one day I'm gonna die. Like, that's just facts. That's just reality, and something we have to accept the truth and reality. All right, so on that note, I have to talk more about truth and reality. I have to talk a little bit about the Sunday sermon I listened to this morning. My pastor was rapping. Well, not my pastor, but the pastor at the church I go to. But that pastor was rapping. He was rapping on the stage. He literally was for a good like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And they got a rise out of the crowd, or should I say congregation. Let me see if I can bring it up. I'm looking for it right now. Yeah, he was rapping. He was doing his thing. I was like, okay, get that money. That's what it's all about. They're trying to build up, a membership. So we're gonna start off with John 21. John 21. After these things, Jesus showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself. So that's one part of it. Philippians 1:21, 2 and 4. Philip 1:21. 2 to 4. All right, I'm just looking up the scripture. Okay, I can't get it that way. Okay. For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. This is hatred. This is beautiful hatred that is combined in, the scrolls, the ancient scrolls. I'm going to read that again. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. And he also says, if there be therefore any consolation in Christ, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye me joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. This is part of the hatred that I just think is so, it's beautiful to dissect it. It's not beautiful in itself, but it's beautiful to dissect it and to absolutely understand what it really means and what the truth you can derive from it. That's pretty special to me. So I'm just giving you a few. I'll try to talk about what he actually said. 12 Hebrews 12:5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. But, just from what I understand, he didn't even, 100 Acre Woods. Salute. It's that fourth quarter. I'm going to need at least a 10-piece. Give me a 10-piece or a 20-piece. To keep the machine, running, keep the wheels rolling, keep the gears greased. I'm gonna need at least a 10 or 20 piece from you. I'm hitting you up, Keith. Never mind Keith and Rick James. They don't they don't think of me as somebody to give money to. They've given their time, and other people. I respect them because Keith is up at 6 or 5. What is it? 6:30 in the morning. 6:34 in the morning. 100 Acre Wood says, looting at the topic, how about pop culture has astrological influence written into it? That's not my title. That's not my title. That's the Hot New Hip Hop's title. I can't change it. I'll pay you with attention. That's clever. I was waiting on somebody to say something like that. That's why, whenever I say, "Oh, where's the donation?" Like, "Oh, wherever you found it," or something. The people are always gonna have some snappy, witty little quip or something, to come back with. So, 100 Acre Woods, you're definitely in that category. Respect. So you're another alleged bum broke nigga that's not gonna give up money. But if you give up your time, if you give up people, if you bring people to this channel, I can only ask you to do that. If you can't give money or something like that, just make sure you bring, 3 people, but don't tell 4 people about me. Just let the fourth person say, "Who is that goofy nigga with the hat and the tie and the shirt in the Cowboys room? Who the hell is that? What the hell is that about?" Just have that, in your on your mind. Yeah, but I tried to follow, exactly what he says, but they're already trained. They're well trained. Yeah, I'm a lowly internet troll, but I'm gonna tell 3 people. I appreciate that. Hey, troll all you want. Get your troll on. Troll on me. Get on my dumb ass. I don't care. I can take it. I'm a Marine, so whatever trolling you can do, it's not gonna even amount to what I went through in basic training. So you can get your troll on 100 Acre Woods. I appreciate you for being here. At least, I appreciate it. But like I was saying, I really all I remember the pastor rapping and him talking about giving and going into the message. The message I try to get, the understanding I tried to get from it was that the miraculous births. Abraham and Sarah were in their 90s, and they had they had gone past the prime of having a child, but God said that he would send a child to them even in their old age. So that's what happened according to the scrolls, according to the scriptures. That's what occurred. So that's the occurrence. That was the whole gist of the idea before Christmas, which we have to talk about that too. In scholarly journals, that's scholarly. It's close to my name. That's where my name is derived from, scholar. Um, it denotes clearly that Jesus was born sometime in April. That's around the same time as Easter, but because of the calendars, because of the different people that ruled and different had ideas that swept through, and the fact that Christians wanted to preempt everything that was pagan, everything that was rooted to the earth. They want to make it quote unquote spiritual. Spiritual is not a nasty word; it's actually a good word. They just co-opted it like they co-opted most things. Like, believe in Jesus or we're gonna kill you. Like, you don't have a choice. Like, okay, do we want, or we're gonna kill your family or something like that. Well, I guess we're believing in Jesus. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, that's the Inquisition, that's the Reformation, that's the Crusades. They all. That's what Christianity was like. Islam is today. It was very militant. It was very vicious, and its deportment and how it conducted itself. But it still is in a lot of ways, but it's not as pronounced as it is with Islam. Even Judaism was Moses and Aaron. Moses and Aaron slaughtered like thousands of people because they were worshiping a golden calf. And there's so many more examples, but those are just two. But so I'm gonna try to find another strip. Okay, Jesus. Keith is saying Jesus was born on December 25th in Bethlehem, like a little third grader. I'm not saying you're a little third grader. I'm just saying that's how they speak. That's, Jesus was born on December 25th in Bethlehem. Like that's what they say, during the little school plays or the church plays. That's how they read or remember their lines. And everybody pulls out their phone. Oh my God, it's so cute. Look at they dress up like an angel. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. But no, look it up. Look it up right now. If you got a computer, you got some kind of system, you can look up on Google. Just type in Jesus was born in Jesus wasn't born 2,000 years ago. He had been born either more or less than 2,000 years ago. I think it's less. I can't do math, so I can't argue that. But I can argue for the spring. I can argue and say that he was definitely born in the springtime. It was just copped by Christianity from pagans who had their own system that was around this time of the year. And also Germans. The Germans took trees, the evergreen trees, and put them in their house as a symbol of, the fact that, one day there'll be spring again. There'll be, life again. It gets really dark around this time of the year. Everything is dead. All the leaves fell off the trees. It's just a somber, very, despairing part. I think that's true. The King James Bible is 400 years old, at least 400 years old. But did you know about his other works about demonic levels? Did you know he wrote books on demons or had books commissioned that were written about demons? Look that up too. I'm giving mad game, and y'all owe me money. All y'all niggas is broke. I'm looking for the people that got money. I'm looking for the Heights. The Chelsea's got glasses on. The Spirit Smooth Tunes. The Cape. Is it Caper? I think it's Capers. Capers. That's what I'm looking for. And you guys better thank your lucky stars for them. That's astrology and zodiac right there. So thanking your lucky stars. Go back to the zodiac and thank all those people that put in money. Tone J, all these people that put up cash, putting money on my head, put money on my head, on my thinker, on what I thought. They put it on my head, and I appreciate that. They didn't have to do that, but they did it. And I'm with, so far, 2 or 3 niggas that ain't got no money for me. At least one nigga that hasn't, produced anybody that I know of, that, especially that's been in the room. Maybe even 2. Keith, I don't know if Keith has ever contributed a person, to subscribe. I know Rick James has. We're not going to mention his name because he still has beef with him. If he comes in the live, I'll mention his name. But otherwise, they still have beef, tension, and or drama, with each other. So that's something else. Let's look at 1 Peter 1:1-5. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, elect according to the foreknowledge of God the Father through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Jesus Christ. Grace unto you, and peace be multiplied. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you, who are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. I mean, I think I read more, Bible verses than most Christians. I think that's facts. Yeah, I believe in God. How much is the Bible reading? I got to about, what I'm saying, like Leviticus, I think, and then you know what I mean. I didn't stop. I just stopped reading after that. I just stopped reading. What? Here's the atheist. Atheist reading from the Bible, reading from the quote unquote good book. And you got people out here with even Jay-Z said in his song, he said, we didn't read the Psalms, I just wrote the tattoos on a man's arms or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But he didn't read the Bible. He's not reading the Bible, but he believes in God. However, I got this whole life with me that I gotta stay with. Oh snap. Kirk Peng, because he put his name in here. But my friend, my little brother, my main man on the trigger. we got we got tension, I guess now. I don't know. No, salute to this man. He's a fine, upstanding gentleman. He's a combat vet. I'm not even a combat vet. Everybody expects, Marines, they go straight into the battle. He's in engineering in the Air Force, and he's definitely doing missions that y'all couldn't even comprehend. So give much respect and salute to Live Strong, who has put over at least $100 on my head, on my name. So put some respect on Life Strong Co. And tell me, please, Kirk Peng is his real name, Kirk. If you want to, and Dot Focus is in here too. Dot Focus is another one. You see them with the blue? You see them with the blue? That means that they actually put in money, they put in work, at least $50 in last month, and they will stay with the wrench. That wrench is for life. That's wrench. I'll never take the wrench away because they put in enough money already. But like I was saying, Kirk, if you have anything to promote, if you want to promote those CMOS, those things look tight. I like the different things. It says improves mental acuity, improves sexual health, improves vascular stability and everything like that. That's what's up. If you want to promote as much as you can in here and put in all your hyperlinks, everything. We're going in. We're sending up. We're sending up. But I can't forget on 100 Acre Wood. He says, never read the Quran or Islamic scriptures. Only Psalms I read on the arms of my niggas. Exactly. That's the exact quote. I didn't know the exact quote. But yeah, that's what Jay-Z said. I think in Marcy, what's it called? Cough up a lung from Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice. What is the name of that song? I don't even know. I'm gonna look it up. Cough up a lung from Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice. Where I'm from. Okay, that's what it's. That's the name of the song. Where I'm from. Now I gotta say to salute to. Yeah, where I'm from. Exactly. So we got a few people in here. We cooking. Got a few more people in here. We're not doing too bad on a Sunday. He over at my crib now. He just dropped off a jar of sea moss. Exactly. That sea moss is true. I'm serious. Kirk, my friend, Mr. Peng, not Fang. A lot of people are like, oh, is it Fang? Is it Fong? It's Peng. Anybody who knows him, it's Peng. Mr. Kirk Peng. If you want to promote your CMOS, do that right here, right now, because these people may not have heard of it, may not have seen it. It's only going to be in, for the live chat. But I'm gonna try to get as many people in here at one time. But 100 Acre Wood says, but that quote is from the Dynasty album intro, though. Is it really? I think you're right. You're actually right. I think that is true. I thought it was from Marcy's from, but he does say something. from the Dynasty album along the same lines. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're about right. He says either the same thing or something very similar. I don't know, but am I the only one that went to church today? That would be ironic. The atheist is the only one that went to church today, or yesterday in Keith's world. It's going on 7:00 in the morning where he is. Keith says if evil exists in the world, good also exists in the world. Well, evil doesn't have to exist in the world. That's the thing. There you go. There you go. God damn it. Do that 2-3 times if you must. I don't care. Shit. Let me click on it too. Let me see what I can do. Let me see. Life Strong Apparel. This is the truth. He's got moss treats for dogs. Purple sea moss, $60. A pound of raw wild crafted sea moss. So he's got fruit. He got fruit punch gummies. Vegan sea moss ginger sea gummies, 32 count. Keep refrigerated. He's not playing around. And I'm not playing around. I want him to promote as much as you can. And send, if you haven't yet, send me I can't get the full link in the show. So Kirk, if you're still here, send me the link to my email. My email is right. I'll put it down here. Hold on. And I definitely will advertise during the show. So give me all your info and the link, including the link. All right, 100 Acre Woods has some words. All I got is useless hip hop lyrics in my head. I want to sue the music labels. He says, "Nah, I ain't go to church. I have my own religious spirituality." That's one of the most honest, ways of saying and what is going on in today's world. There's been a pretty significant drop in people actually going to church, or even streaming, staying at home and streaming church. They just know that there's a God. They know that it's in their spirit, and that's all that matters. And I have to respect it. I respect it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I have to respect it. I have to respect that. So that sums up, I think, the majority of people, especially within the hip hop, genre. They're not. Well, I don't really go to church that much. I don't go to church anymore. I don't, but I'm very spiritual. I'm very spiritual. I have a spirituality about me. I know that God is real and that He protects me and He is, in my life. Which is weird because you got songs, you have actual verses that say, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." Well, it seems like to me, in a lot of cases, and what's going on in the world, in Chicago and Philly, Wilmington, some places like that, weapons been prospering like a mug. They've been laying people out. I don't mean to laugh. I'm just telling it like it is. That's a weird scripture. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. When they've been prospering for the past few decades, tens of thousands of people dead in the streets. And people that self-inflict wounds upon themselves. I was just watching on Sunday morning, a CBS news program. 50,000 people, have committed suicide over the past few years, in the last decade or the last few decades. 50,000 have taken their own life. Now, I am the one that says, kill yourself. If you can't feed yourself, off yourself. Like Mr. Troy Star Terrain says. Because that motivated me. That actually broke me out of, because I have bipolar disorder. I have degrees of depression and mania. I have to take a pill, a few pills actually, I have to take a few pills to keep my head straight, keep my mind focused. And when he says stuff like that, I'm like, damn, that's right. Just grind. Just get on your grind. Do what you got to do. I'm writing. I'm doing this broadcast. Get on your grizzly, like my man Keith. Keith and Kirk. I think 100 Acre Woods too, and I think Rick James. Yeah, Keith's in reality. Keith is saying reality. Keith is saying the truth. Most churches are tax-free rackets. Yeah, they're tax shelters. They don't have to pay taxes. What else is there? And you can get all the money you can get, and you ain't got to pay no taxes? Are you serious? Greg asked on the check-in, I know you're hating. I want you to hate real hard today. Because Sunday. Sunday is a good day to hate. It's the most hateful day of the American, scene. Because it's always the question, did you go to church or did you not? And I was just saying how 100 Acre Woods is telling the truth. Most people, like I asked you, Greg, did you go to church today? Oh no, man, no. But guess what, man? I'm spiritual. I know what Jesus is like. I know what God is like, or it may not be Christian. I know Muhammad. I know Allah. I'm good. It could be Jewish. It could be Judaism. No, I'm good with God. I'm good. Moses, has the message, and I don't even write out God. I put G-D. Did anybody know that? Jews don't even write God on paper. They put G-D. Greg S says, I went to a Christian school, K-12. Don't need church anymore. LOL. Are you saying that you still are a believer and you don't need church, or you had enough of Christian church and you're now an atheist or skeptic or something like that, or whatever the case may be? Because that's what they said in the article about the zodiac and on horoscopes and astrology. Some people say you're skeptic. I'm not. I'm very skeptic. I'm not just skeptic. I'm denying. I'm negative. I'm an atheist. That's all it is. Atheist just means that you're negative, that you're going against. What you should do is fill it with pro reason. Okay, Greg S says, I'm a believer and know it already. Already. Exactly. See? So that's what I'm saying. Like, most people don't go to church anymore. They don't have to congregate. They know in their mind, they know in their quote unquote spirit. I use spirit, in the term of in your psyche, your mind. And that there's a God. There isn't, but you think, you feel, you have an inkling that there's some supreme force or some kind of being beyond the bounds of reality in this universe, and you just tap into that, whatever that might be. So we got 6 people up in here popping. 4 likes. I need to get 100 likes. I need to have 10,000 people in here, 100,000 people in here with 100 with 50,000 likes at least. How about the algorithm? And that is key too. There is no God, but the God now is the algorithm. That's the new God. I didn't say that, personally. I didn't make that up. The big homie, Elvis the chef, he came up with that line. That the algorithm is the new God. That's facts. I think that's his handle. Big Elvis the chef, something like that. He says, 5 months ago, a lady from the Philippines invited me to her church for Bible study. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. I love the ideas of people saying stuff like Bible study. I was called to the front of the church, not like out of everybody. It was like, it was it's one of those new age, setups where it's still dark and you know, people come up to you, said, one of the ladies looked at me. She, she said, "You know what? I just want to pray for you. I don't know why. I just think I need to pray for you." And I was like, "Okay." And I just went up to her and I was like, "Okay." We did the prayer, and she's like, "Are you a believer?" I said, "No." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she didn't say another word. She hasn't said a word since. Okay, so the main show is over. The hour has passed. I can stay on for another 13 percentage points. Now he got jokes. Gregas is crazy. Gregas, I hope you brought 4 or 5 people, but not 6, to this channel. I'm steadily growing my subscription base. So I'm trying to get to at least 1 billion subscribers by 2025. That's not going to happen, but I think I can do that. I'll just keep grinding. And you people keep showing up and showing out. I appreciate it. So if you have any questions, there's 5 likes and there's 5 people viewing supposedly. Keith, Kirk, 100 Acre Woods, whoever you, I think Rick James is gone. Dot Focus, if you want to say something. I'm feeling it. Anybody have any questions? If not, I'll wrap it up and keep it pushing. Merry Christmas. I'll say Merry Christmas. I'm an atheist, but I say Merry Christmas because of the meaning behind Christmas. You're not saying, oh, go forth, go back and repent. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not like some terrible something like that. You don't say that to people. Say Merry Christmas. Have a great time. And it's better than, it's the only time of the year we get to say Merry. You say Happy Birthday. You say Happy Hanukkah. You say Happy Kwanzaa. All these happies, but you say Merry Christmas. It's like it elevates it a little bit because it's like a different way of saying something. Merry Christmas. You don't say, I mean, I think in Britain they might say Happy Christmas, which is ironic because we got the Merry from British. It's weird. But again, if you have any questions, Dot Focus, Greg S., Kirk, 100 Acre Woods, yeah, Happy Holidays. I don't have a problem with Happy Holidays. It's cool. It seems kind of limp. It's just like, eh. It's got the HH. It's got the alliteration going for it. The alliteration is cool, but Merry Christmas is very, straight to the point. Very, solid, very strong. I like Merry Christmas. I tell that to people. I said that to this lady in the line at Walmart. I said Merry Christmas. She said Merry Christmas. Season's greetings. Exactly. Yeah, that's another one. Season's greetings. Like, okay. I mean, depends on who you're talking to. Like, if I'm addressing Mr. Troy Star Terrain, I say season's greetings because he's not really on board with the Merry Christmas because he's not really, he's an atheist and he does celebrate all holidays and he celebrates Christmas, but it's just the way that you present it to him. You have to be very precise around Mr. Terrain. Very precise. He suffers no slack or being half-assed. So, if anybody has a question, I'm about to wrap it up. I got 9% left. 9%, and we're out of here. Skating on y'all niggas. Oh, skating on y'all niggas. Oh. But I got 5 people strong. 5 people liked, 5 people in here. That's a good sign. I like that. It's strong. Y'all are sitting back, just listening to me run my mouth. That's fine. It's not going to show up anyway, but I just, okay. Skylar, question, Keith says. Okay, what's your question, Keith? You can just ask the question. You don't have to say Skylar question. Just ask the question, sir. Oh my God. That's funny. What do you got? What do you got, Keith? I got okay. What is your favorite Christmas album? Ooh, see, that'd been easy if I said what Troy Star Terrain says. It's Snowflakes by Tony Braxton, but that's not actually my favorite one. I can only say my favorite Christmas song. I don't know about my favorite album. Maybe Mariah Carey's album with the "All I Want for Christmas" one on it. But I had this other one, which was very faith-based one. I think it was by Sounds of Blackness, but I could be wrong. But it was a really great Christmas song. I came out when I was a little kid, and it came out like this is the mid '90s. This is going way back. My old ass, right? So this is the mid '90s, and I'm listening to this album from I think it was Sounds of Blackness. Let me make 100% sure. Sounds of Blackness. It's Christmas Time. A 1992 holiday album produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. That might be it. I think that's it. Yeah. So let's just say it's Christmas Time. That's my favorite album. What is your favorite album, Keith? Now that we can shoot the shit and go back and forth. What is your favorite Christmas album? I should say not. And that's like I said, it's weak. It's weak. I don't like the holiday. It's happy. Like the song sounds cool. It's got a great melody. Happy holidays. Okay, Nat King Cole. Okay, he had what was the album called? Nat King Cole. What album? What was the name of the album? Do you remember? If you don't remember, I mean, I know you're typing. Let me give you a second. I'm gonna cut you some slack. I'm gonna just run my mouth while Okay, Nat King Cole Christmas. Okay, I mean that has to be a classic. It has to have the Christmas song on it. Has to have the Christmas song. That's all I can remember from him, other than Unforgettable. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire and all that. It's classic. He was one of the leaders. He was one of the first blacks to ever do a lot. And I know people don't really take that as much. Thank you. Salute. Thank you for that link. I will definitely keep that. And every time this show goes on, I'm going to be promoting you like crazy. You see how I promoted Spirit Smooth Tunes and B. Jackson. They both have blue wrenches as well. You can have a blue wrench too, Keith. You can get a blue Heights in the building. He's got a blue wrench. Hey, did you go to church today? I'm saying Merry Christmas to my man. I'm not going to say salute or respect. I'm going to say Merry Christmas. Got 7 people up in here with 6% left. Let me at least get 7 of those likes. Let me get 7 likes. No church for me today. But Height, are you an atheist or are you a believer? I bet he's a believer. Let me see what he says. Are you a believer? Because Hunter Woods hit the nail on the head. He was telling the truth. He was telling like reality. Oh, it's complicated. Hey, you know what? It's been like that for me too. It was complicated. It was weird. I was in a weird space where I was like, this isn't for me, but I got to stay with it. It was like the worst feeling in the world until I said, I'm an atheist. And I said to the right people, it's the weirdest thing because I'm looking back and I can just say, oh, I'm an atheist. I'm looking right now. I'm saying I'm an atheist. I can tell you guys I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. Whatever. But it felt like the hardest thing I ever did. It felt like I was saying like I'm a convicted killer to somebody or something. I'm like something like that. I mean, it was tough. It was very strange, to say I'm an atheist. Because I grew up saying like, oh, atheists are going to hell. Atheists are terrible people. They're evil. They're mean. They're nasty. That's not true. There are plenty of very benevolent, kind-hearted, smart, intelligent atheists around this globe. You just got to have the chance to meet them. If you want to meet them, you can go to Objectivist Conference, which will be in Anaheim, California, later next year, around the summertime. But yeah, so there'll be a lot of atheists in the house, and when you go to those kind of conferences. But yeah. So, like I said before, Keith, 100 Acre Woods, you can get a blue wrench too. You can be like Height. You can be like my man Kirk Pang or Life Strong Company. You can be like Height. Like I said, you can be like who else is in here with a blue wrench? Somebody else is in here. Dot Focus. Dot Focus is in here with a blue wrench. Okay, so make sure you do that. Make sure you get that. All right. I got a few more percentage points left. I can run my mouth a little bit longer. I got 6 people in here. Let me get 6 likes. Hit that like button because I want to get the algorithms going. Hit that like. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you tell somebody else to hit the like button. Just grab him. Just this goofy nigga. He's on here. His show needs 6 likes. He's got 6 people viewing. Just hit them on the text. Be like, who? I don't give a damn about this nigga. Whatever. Just hit the like button. But yeah, so I think it's super ironic that the atheist went to church today and nobody else did. But I know the reason why. I know it's ironic on the surface level. If you dig deeper, you see, oh, they're spiritual. Oh, they're still faithful. They just don't have to go to a building to profess that they're, a Christian or something like that. They don't have to go to, go congregate with other people. And I respect that. I respect that because, like I said, it was tough saying it to my parents, saying, I had to make up, stupid little things, to say. I had to say, oh, I'm feeling sick. They're like, when are you going to church? And I was like, no, I'm feeling sick. I don't feel like going in today. I'm all right. Oh no, I'm good. I had to say stupid stuff like that when I was like flirting with the idea of saying I'm an atheist. I couldn't just come out and say, look, I'm an atheist. That's what was so weird. That's what was so strange. But I had to keep going. I had to. The final nail in the coffin of me being a believer was when I told my choir director, and I was the president of the choir, saying, I'm an atheist. Like I said it. I said it, and I kept it moving. She was just like, yep. Actually, I saw her today. As a matter of fact, I saw her just today. So it brought, every time I see her, I wonder if she thinks like, he's an atheist. I can't really, And we're like family. We're like really good, but she'll probably be like, yeah, that's all right. I'll pray for him, but I can't do nothing with him. I can't. That's all right. I mean, things happen. It's just weird. It's just strange things happen. The choir that I was on, the youth choir, it was disbanded essentially because of a fight. I blame me. I think everything comes back to me. I'm very selfish. I'm absorbed. No, I'm not self-absorbed. That's not good. Selfish is good. Self-absorbed, not so good. Not good at all. But I just toy with the name. I just play with it. But they stopped and they had to create a whole new community choir. Greg S says, Skylar Saunders, you scared to call yourself an atheist in the church house for fear of a whooping? No, nothing like that. And I was not scared at all. I said it actually in church. In the church, we had like a little, there was a little a nook near the choir box. And I went in there and the director of the choir, and I was the president. I was telling her, I'm an atheist. I don't believe anymore. And this is 2007. So this is 16 years ago. So um the I kind of just like, after that I just got up and walked out, and I walked out into the parking lot, and parking lot was her daughter and and her son, her daughter's son, her grandchild. I just picked him up and I held him. I just knew, I just held him close. I was like, he's gonna live a life of doubt and misunderstanding, and I can't say a word to him. I can't, let him understand that he should be an atheist. He's too young. He was like he was either a year old or a few months old, and the whole time I'm just like, no, okay, I'll get to that later. But I'm holding him just like he's gonna live a life of deep hate, But he's 16 years old now, of course, or 16 or 17 years old. He's damn near a grown man. I mean, this is how fast time flies, kids. Don't let it pass you by. Don't let life pass you by, because I've had a hell of a life already. Going into your Marine Corps, going to different states across the country. Don't let it pass you by. Enjoy every second. Soak it up. Live your life. Have fun. I know this all seems like cliches, but cliches are cliches because they're the truth. They're just overused and well trod. Greg S says, question: You picked him up and smacked fire out of him. No, I did not smack fire out of him. That's terrible. A little infant. Greg S says, you better home that kid doesn't. He meant hope. Hope that kid does not come out with any stories about abuse at the hands of Sky Saunders. Well, he's not going to, because I didn't do anything against him that would be like that, and I never would on anybody. On God. On God. No. See, Christians have, the advantage because they come up with, phrases and stuff like that on God. Like, it's like, damn, that's a strong, because nothing beats God. God is the house. God is, the central figure. You can't win it. They say your arms are too short to box with God. Well, I've already defeated God. There is no God. If there was a God, then we can talk. But since there isn't, there's no such thing as a God or gods, then I'm not even going to look into it. But hey, I got 6 viewers, 5 likes. I'm not mad. So thank you very much for enjoying. And I say enjoying because my greatness. And whenever you send in those dollars, if you have a blue wrench or if you don't have a blue wrench, just remember it's going to a good cause. My bank account. All right. On that note, I say thank you to everybody that came in. And I hope to see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then on Tuesday. So thank you very much and take care. It's got some basic fun.